In this video, I'm going to show you how to add the news graphic as well as the lower third graphic for your broadcast or for your packages. So basically, I just have Premiere loaded up. I just clicked some random sample footage that Adobe can give you just for the sake of this video, but like this will be over. For the news graphic, it'll be over your entire package, and then for the lower thirds, it's just on the interviews, but I'm just going to use this as for sake of demonstration. So I have my video loaded up. I have the footage, like the visual footage on the V1 track and the audio on the A1 track. I'm not really going to be focusing as much on this audio section, but it's important to pay attention to what track you're putting things on for this video section. So I want to have all of my footage. At least this is how I do it. There's different ways of doing it, but I like to have all of my footage on this V1 track because the reason is for like the news graphic, it has to be on its own separate track so that it stays throughout the package the entire time. So to do that, I'm going to click on New Layer in Essential Graphics, and I'm going to click from File, and that's going to bring up this here. I already have this opened already, so I'm just going to click on the news only. I'm just going to press import. And so obviously it's like way too huge. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to move this up to V3 to leave room on V2 for my lower thirds. So I'm just going to click on this pink. So it's going to look like this when it loads in because it's way too big. So I'm just going to click on this pink thing here. And I'm just going to kind of mess with the size in this Essential Graphics panel on the edit window. There's this little box and an arrow and it says toggle for scale, so let's just go with 40. So that's still way too big, so let's just do like 10. So that's better, but it's still a little big, so let's just do like 5. Great. Okay, so then once I get it to the size I want, I'm just gonna move it over like with my mouse. Sorry, sometimes my computer lags and this takes forever. Hold on, I'm gonna give it a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to drag it over with my mouse to this lower corner. It doesn't want to work, but basically what you do for this, for the positioning of these graphics, I won't delete this yet, but like for the positioning of these graphics, you want to have them in this corner, but you need to leave space on the sides and the bottom because when we put it, like when we're doing the broadcast, sometimes it can get like a little funky if everything's like smushed to the edges. So you just want to leave like a little bit of space on the edge here and a little bit of space on the edge here. And that's going to stay on your footage the entire time. So how do you do that, right? So like, let's say that this video was longer than this. I can't make it longer. I can't make it loop, but whatever. Let's say like you had footage that goes for much longer. So all you do is you just move this here and you just use this little hook thing to just drag it to the length of your video. So you're going to want to make sure that that's in throughout your entire package, right? So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the lower third. So I'm going to go back here to my Essential Graphics panel and I'm going to click that New Layer button again and go from File, Lower Third, Import. And it's going to look way too huge. It also puts it on a new video track. So you can either keep it on this track. I like to put it right above whatever it is that I'm like the footage that I'm working on, just it makes it easier for my brain, but it doesn't really matter. So again, this is like way too huge. So I'm going to click on this and start going with the scale. Let's say like 40. That's still way too big. Let's do like 5. Okay, that's better, but that's still a little small. So maybe do like 10. That's way too big. So let's do like 8. Yeah, that's still a little big. So let's do like 7. That's good. So again, same thing with this news graphic. You're going to want to move this down to the bottom of the screen. You can also use these align buttons here to kind of help you in the beginning. I like doing that. So I'm just going to do like align center and then align bottom. So I'm just going to keep clicking that until it gets to the bottom because my computer just doesn't want to work right now, which is really fun. Yeah, so this graphic actually should probably be a little bigger because you want this to go to the side there. So I'm actually gonna change that scale again. So it was at 8. So let's do 7. Oh, that's way too tiny. Okay, never mind. Let's do. You see, like Premiere's fun because sometimes it does things like this, and it's really just a joy. Let's do like 110. Yeah, that's good. So as you can see, I'm still leaving space on the sides and the bottom. I would actually probably move this up a little. So let me see if I can do that. Align top. Let's just like, oh, that was too far. But you get what I mean. Like, it just needs to be not super close to the edges. So like I would probably even shrink this a little bit more. It's honestly, you just kind of have to fiddle with it and find what looks good. And if you need like examples, just go back on our YouTube channel and look at old packages. That's a really good way to see what it's supposed to look like. So like, let's say I have my news graphic here will be like in this lower corner always, even with the lower third up, it's always here. So let's pretend that that's there. So then the next thing we need to do is we have to add text. So I'm going to go click on this type tool. And I'm just going to click here. So as you can see, there's like a little box. It's obviously going to be way too small. So we can make, so there's size guidelines that are in the document that you have to go over. But like for the sake of this video, I'll just go with the color black so we can see what I'm typing. So let's just say like, I'll just make this bigger. I'll be like, hello. Yay. So yeah, just make sure to follow the sizing guidelines on the document. The sizing guidelines for the text and all the colors for the text and the font, that's all correct. What's wrong right now in the sizing guideline is how big these graphics should be, but we're working on fixing that. So for now, just kind of play it, like fiddle with it, see what looks good. And if there's like an update, we'll let you all know. So then for this little thing here, same way that you move all the other stuff, you just move it over with your mouse. It should be like about there or whatever kind of looks good. If there's an issue, the person who's looking at your edit will tell you. So yeah, that's how you add the graphic. But then there's another important thing that you need to do with these lower thirds, and you have to add fades. So you're going to go over here to this panel and click effects. And there's going to be this thing that says video transitions. And we use cross dissolve for the lower thirds. So we're going to go into this dissolve folder. And there it is, cross dissolve. So all you have to do to add this is you just drop it onto the graphic that you want. So make sure you're dropping it onto the lower third graphic and not the news graphic. So this is what it looks like. So it fades in, hooray. The person who's watching your edit may have you fiddle with the timing, different things like that. Just follow their feedback. And then we want it at the beginning as well as at the end. So if I zoom in here, you can see how there's like this little golden box at the beginning. That's how you know it was applied. So we also want to add it to the end here. So that when you're going through, it's like, yay, fades in, and then it fades out. Yeah, so that is how you add the graphics and the transitions and things like that. My alignment and things like that aren't the best because my computer isn't working, but it's just honestly something you kind of have to fiddle with and see what looks good. Yeah, that's all. That's how you do it.